my name is Rajana Syeda Mitra Jazman from AP229-3D. My number matrix is 2020859876. Today, we would like to present to you about development process. Let's proceed to the next members.
Hello, Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Wanus Liza binti Wan Hussein.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good evening. My name is Muhammad Shafiq Bashir from AP229-3D.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Zikri bin Arifin.
Hi, my name is Ahmad Iskandar and I will explain the definition of the development process. So they have 5 stages, which is the first one is initiation and evaluation. Initiation where the land is considered suitable for a different one. Is it suitable or not? And then evaluation is where the developer is supported by a professional or an economic consultant. And the second one is land and property acquisition. This is where legal investigation of the site with ground investigation will happen. And the next one will be design and permission, where the preparation of plan will be undertaken. And the fourth one is carrying out of any building civil engineering or engineering construction. And the last one is manage and disposal, where construction activities can generate large amount of waste materials that they need to be disposed of.
First, let me tell you who is developer. A developer considered to be a person who develop a land through the construction and who to this end will be the owner of this developed land. A developer seeks the profit of the land either by selling the development such as a shopping mall and office building, or they holding the development to reap a return from their investment. A developer can operate in many different economic arrangements. Some developers form construction companies to do their own work and to pick up any other work that they can obtain at a good price. They can construct the development or they can redevelop and refurbish the building in order to make a profit. Developer in the public sectors is the built asset is undertaken and funded by the public government. And the private sector, the built asset is undertaken and funded by the private developer.
For the function of the developer, first is site development. Okay, for the site development, the developer is irresponsible to select the site and also consider many factors including zoning, sustainability, environment surrounding the site. Other than that, the developer also have to consider the proximity to the public, transit, accommodation and also facilities around the site. Okay, second is team creation. Okay, for the team creation, the developer also in charge in select the development team, which is consists of architect, subcontractor, contractor, legal financer and others. So the developer will hold the meeting to ensure the project meet the guidelines. And the third one is financing. For the financing, the developer responsible to include the raw materials and also the labor. Okay, for fourth is oversee the construction. So for the oversee of the construction, the developer have to make sure that the construction is completed under the budget. So in this phase, it is for the excellent problem solving in order to avoid the delay of the construction and also the budget overruns. So for the last one is management and marketing. So for the marketing and management, the developer sometimes is required to remain on the project to market and manage the property. It is somehow to give benefits and also disadvantages to the developer and also give experience to them.
We given about the type of development process, which is consists of 2 types of construction, which is modular and traditional. For modular construction, Modular is an off-site construction method during which individual components are built at the factory, then transported to the sites. And because of modular construction is manufactured at the factory and off-site work, this make this modular construction 15% faster to occupancy. This module arrive up to 91% to complete. Next, for the traditional construction, which is the term is often used about the linear constructions. Each individual step need to complete before apply to the next steps. This linear construction need to complete at the site work before jump to the next step. Since all of the steps need to complete at the site, this construction also depend on the weather conditions. For the advantage and disadvantage of the modular advantage is cost effective, speedy constructions, completely no constructions, and super acoustics. For the advantage, this modular will be advantage at the smaller rooms, difficulty financing, reduced resale value, and the last land restrictions. Next, for the advantage and disadvantage of the traditional constructions. Advantage of traditional constructions: there is no need to rent a crane like modular construction. Then it embraces various building shapes, can be assumed to be monolithic, and better working condition for building operations. For the advantage, it is require a large amount of the labor. The quality control is difficult. Complete must cure before it's loaded, and weather can create problem to the construction, because this traditional construction depends on the weather.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Zikri bin Arifin, and I'm going to present about parties involved in development process. There are several parties involved in development process, which is clients, professional consultants, local authority, contractors, and financier. Firstly, clients. Clients can be landowner or the developer that came from the public sector or private sector. Landowner has the right to sell the land to the developer for development. There is joint venture formed between landowner and real estate developer with objective to achieving the investment return. Second party is professional consultant. Professional consultant engage with planning and execution of a project in a development process. There are various consultants that are involved in the development process. First, architect. Architect is responsible to design the building and also participate in supervise in the construction. Second is valuation surveyor. Valuation surveyor responsible to find the opportunity development and advise the developer about the rental return and sale price. Next, building surveyor. Building surveyor responsible to advise in all aspects of the property and construction. Next is quantity surveyor. Quantity surveyor responsible to advise about the cost of the project and prepare bill of quantity and specifications. Fifth, structural engineer. They usually employed to work with architect and quantity surveyor to advise about the designing structural element of the building. Sixth, mechanical and electrical engineer. Mechanical engineer usually responsible for heat, ventilation, air conditioning, HVAC system in a building. Meanwhile, electrical engineer responsible for electrical system in a building. 7 is civil engineer. They usually involved in infrastructure work in construction. They usually negotiate with the local planning authorities to obtain the most valuable permission for the development. And the 9th is accountant. They can be employed to give advice about the complexity of tax and VAT. The third parties involved in development process is local authority. Local authority is the lowest level in hierarchy of the governance in Malaysia after federal and state. Local authority usually involves in coordinating, planning and stimulate the development of a city or town. They also control building, advertising, and signage of building, and also approving the building plans and other plans. The next party is contractor. Contractor usually hired by clients on advice of professional consultant to carry out the construction work. Contractor responsible to provide all the material, labor, equipment and services necessary at the construction project. The last party is financer. Financing is one of the most important thing in development process of construction project since it requires large amount of money at the risk relatively high. Developer can choose whether to fully fund the developer's own capital or partner, then the financial institution as provider finance. There are several law and act involved in the development process. First, local government or planning control, which consists of Local Government Act 1976 Act 171. Next, Federal Territory Planning Act 1982 Act 267. Third, Langkawi Development Authorities Act 1990 Act 432. Perbadanan Labuan Act 2001 Act 609. Town Borders Enactment CAP 131. Town and Country Planning Act 1976 Act 172. For building category, it consists of Street Drainage and Building Act 1974 Act 133 and Uniform Building Bylaws 1984. For environmental, it consists of Environmental Quantity Act 1974 Act 127. For housing, it consists of House Developers Control and Planning Act 1966 Act 118. For land, it consists of National Land Code 1965 Act 56, Land Acquisition Act 1916 Act 486, Strata Title Act 1985 Act 318. For infrastructure utilities, it consists of Electricity Supply Act 1919 Act 447, Sewerage Services Act 1993 Act 408. And lastly, services category consists of Fire Services Act 1988 Act 341.
Okay, I will explain the interaction one-stop center. So the first one is from applicant. Applicant will give the document. Once they fill the form, they will give to one-stop center, and then the one-stop center department will check all the document within 1 day of works. Then one-stop center will give the local authority the building department, but first they have to check the document if it's all correct. If the document is not correct, they will give to applicant back and they will fill it correctly. After that, after they check the document, they will give to local authority building department, where local authority building department will register open file and check the building plan. If after they check the building plan, they will see if it's correct, is it comply with the rules. If it did not comply, they will give to the applicant back. If it's complete, they will receive and correct comments and condition. After that, they will read direction to applicant that amend a plan accordingly. All this, the local authority building department will do 50 days of working days and 25 without if local plan exists. After that, they will give to one-stop center. And they will make committee meeting decision within 1 day. Then they will prepare decision paper within 2 days and then give to applicant back once it's all complete.
Okay, this is the objective for one-stop center. The objective for one-stop center is to coordinate, facilitate, and expedite the process of the approving applications for land developments, plannings, permits, applications, building plans, earthwork plans, roads and drains plans, and the other plans related to the development proposal. There are 5 main divisions under the one-stop center department, which is the General Administrative Division, Planning Approval Plan Division, Building, CCC and Landscape Plan Division, Infrastructure and Earthworks Plan Division, OSC Meetings Committee Secretariat Division. This is the role of one-stop center. First, they provide the facilities for local bill payment, receive the complaints and also inquiries regarding the local authority. Number 2, review and receive the application on development plans simultaneously and separately. Number 3 is they distribute development proposal application to the involved department. Next, they ensure that all the application presented to the one-stop center is tabled in the OSC committee meeting. Number 5, they coordinate and distributing the one-stop center committee meeting report to the committee members. And lastly, they inform the department involved related to decisions of meeting for every applications. The purpose of the development approval process is to ensure that the certain types of the development conform to all plans and ordinances, also the standards accepted by the city regarding to the new construction and development, to prescribe standards for the preparation and submission of the development plans. Each application process are provided for under the related legislation, namely the town and country planning, national land code, street drainage and building, the local government act, and also the uniform building bylaw, which is the UBBL. There are 4 main stages that have in the application approval process. First, the application for land matters. Number 2 is application for planning permission. Number 3 is application for building plans. Number 4 is application for the earthworks and road and drainage plans. Okay, you can submit the application for land matters at the District of Land Office or the Department of the Land and Mine. Okay, number 2, the application for the planning permission, you can submit it at the local authority at the planning department. Number 3, you can submit application for building plans at the local authority at the building department. And number 4, you can submit the application for earthwork, road and drainage plans at the local authority at the engineering department.
The development process can be understood by the flowchart above. The flow of the process started from the land purchased by the developer of owner and continue to the closing the project as the end of the process. The process continue with the appointment of consultant and all consultant that appointed will propose the development proposal to the local authority. All the documents related will be submitted to the all department in local authority. All documents will be complied by the secretariat and the project will be discussed in OSC committee meeting after the submission approved. The OSC committee will prepare the document and approve letter to the developer. This stage means that planning approval has been obtained. After all the documentation has been prepared, construction will be begins. By this stage, developer will start their sale process and also apply the application for Bumiputra Kota release at the state land office after the construction stage finished. After all the documentation has been prepared, construction will be begins. By this stage, developer will start their sale process and also apply the application for Bumiputra Kota release at the state land office after the construction stage finished.
So now I will explain on the certificate of completion and compliance. Basically, issuance of CCC is the last stage in the construction process because it is the stage that we are going to move into the property. Okay, the CCC is a certificate that verifies the building is safe and fit for the occupation. The CCC will be issued after the construction is complied with the provision of law, the building plan is approved and also complied with the local authority. there are few factors that we have to take into the consideration, which is foundation, plumbing, earthwork, drainage, fire safety. Okay, so the CCC will be completed by industry professional, which is PSP or principal submitting person. Okay. In the issuance of CCC, we have to take note also in the other document instead of CCC, which is G form, partial completion and vacant possession. Okay, first is G form. G form is comprised with 21 stage that we are going to prove that building is safe. Okay, for the vacant possession is approval to for you to move into the property. For the partial completion is to allow the PSP to accept submit the approval and notification of completion. And in the issuance of CCC, we have to submit into three. First is certified true copy of CCC and G form to the PSP. Second is the original copy of CCC to the owner or developer, and the last one is the certified true copy of CCC and G form to the PBT. So it is depend on the PBTs to accept or decline the issuance. Then for the last one is we have the confirmation and the clearance from 6 essential services is required to receive the CCC. Okay, first is electrical supply, water supply, sewage connection, clearance from lift and machinery department, bomber services from fire safety, and the last one is road and drainage.